boy, what better way almost to get you ready less than 48 hours from now? IMF, Rage in the Cage. Maybe figuratively and literally their biggest show yet. And we've got plenty to talk about with a man who's always front and center when it comes to everything in the world of the IMF and especially that United States Championship. Will he have burned the Ulafalas as we speak? Will he have something else to say about another man's cancer? Or will he just say something we have no idea what we're in store for? But since he's here and it's his lucky day, I'm going to give him that introduction in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that he most certainly helped build, Sportswire Radio. And maybe, in a way, this man is kind of the prelude to Gary Wolf coming on, almost in a way. This is the man that basically, well, he laid the foundation. Yeah, we don't want to say those words, though. He laid the foundation for guys like Gary Wolf to be here tomorrow, but instead, it's his time. It's his time to tell us why he's the greatest United States champion and maybe the greatest drawer in Sportswire Radio and underground wrestling history. And you want it. He wants it. And in the words of Def Leppard frontman Joe Elliott, let's get rocked, baby. And I'm going to do an abbreviated version of what we get every time we're on the air on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all music and wrestling matters. Ladies and gentlemen, you wanted the best. You got the best. It's IMF Rage in the Cage pre-show coverage. It starts now. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one, but show the man that is the longest reigning and the greatest IMF United States champion of all time, the most controversial figure in wrestling history. Wyatt Black and Kato, the controversial one, certainly have nothing on him. A man who figuratively and literally has helped build Sportswire Radio to what it is today. And Gary Wolf maybe even owes him in a way of thank you. His name is simply put, the Real Deal. And Stu, the champ is here, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. You know, getting ready for an explosive weekend at IMF Rage in the Cage, where I'm set to defend the United States Championship against not one man, but two. Yet again, see, this time, Dirty Donnie, he got one over on me. I couldn't not defend my championship at Rage in the Cage, but it's fine. It's fine, Donnie, because like I stated last time, I'm gonna give you the opportunity today to grant my wish, and that is if I successfully, which I know I will, defend the United States Championship inside Rage in the Cage, that next month it's me and you, Donnie. You've been trying to find people all over the U.S., all over the globe to try to beat me and take this title away from me. But yet, no one's been able to be successful. No one's been able to make me lose the one title that I've made relevant for the past, 8 months?
Yeah, we're 8 months in now.
See, here's the thing, is Mephisto couldn't do it. No one even remembered that Mephisto was the United States champion. And just like Mephisto really doesn't have a memorable world title reign, Jovi, no one remembered Jovi as the United States champion. Everyone wanted him to get that off his shoulder, because we know we couldn't fit it across his waist. Isaiah Rage.
Who?
No one remembered
who?
His title reign. See, and the list goes on and on and on and on. but everyone will remember Anthony Steele's United States title reign because I am the greatest and best U.S. champion IMF has ever seen. I'm the forever United States champion because I don't see any man, any woman, any being
You
taking
don't
this
see any
championship
man.
from me.
So are you saying that you don't see any man because you're going to be wrestling against two men, and the odds of you walking away with that United States championship is only 33.3%? I mean, so Steiner Man says the odds aren't good right now.
You're right, Tom. You're right. I have a 33.3% chance of winning.
Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, sir.
But you see, when it comes to those 33.3%, you take Il Drago's 33.3% chance. And see, the only reason why he pinned me last month was because of Damian Saint's well-being of injuring me during that match. Damian Saint did more damage to me than Il Drago. So if you take that, you got to cut that in half. And you got to give me that half. And then you say Kron, who beat cancer but hasn't been able to beat a guy my size in a very long time. So you cut his in half. You give me all of that, and then you take the both of them, who both are hot-headed as fuck, who can't get along with anybody to save their life. And then you strip away.
I think they get along quite well with people. I disagree with that.
You strip away the remainder of that. I have a full 100% chance of walking out of this.
You have a full. Are you sure about that?
I have a full 100% chance because if you look at the numbers don't lie, and that is that Anthony Steele, one way or another, always finds a way of walking out with that IMF United States.
You may find a way, but we've received word that your segment is now going to be cut in half here by 33.3% because they are here and they've seen enough. And they want to get in a few words.
Hey, guys.
And I'm giving them those opportunities right now.
See that right there, Anthony? This ain't my first rodeo in the cage. You know how to have fun in the cage.
You're right. See, that's the biggest thing that y'all got on. Drago, you've been inside the cage. Kron, you've been inside the cage. But see, that means I've been able to study tape. That means I've been able to study how both of y'all are when you're locked inside there, but you can't study what I'm like inside that cage. See, meaning this is my first match, I'm unpredictable when I step inside those doors. When that cage door is locked, no one knows what's going to happen.
You're very predictable.
I'm predictable. How predictable am I, Kron? How predictable am I? Or how predictable are you? How predictable are you?
You're the one that said I was predictable.
You're gonna jump off the cage again, break your back, hopefully this time?
No, we do not encourage that there.
Are you going? Because putting you on the shelf would be the greatest memory of all time in IMF. Making you hang up your boots that you should have done a long, long time ago.
If you try to punish him because of his friendship with James Taylor, that's not nice, Anthony.
And
nobody's been able to do it yet.
And Drago. Dude, I gave you a choice a long time ago. I gave you a choice to turn the other cheek on the foundation, to make yourself your own man. And you picked your side. And like I said earlier, I don't know if you were listening, maybe putting that hair gel in your hair didn't get you fucking thinking. The only reason why you beat me last month is because of Damian Saint. Damian Saint is the one that did the most damage to me while you were laying on that ground huffing and puffing while I was blowing your house down. See, when it comes to this now, there's no running, there's no hiding, there's no escaping that cage to have a breather. No, it's you're locked inside with me. And the biggest part of it is...
I don't know why, Oots. You done? Because you sound like a female.
Am I done? Am I done? Drago,
you got J's on in the dark. You outside, Oots. I can't take you serious.
You want to know why No, there's a point. There's a point.
You sound like a female.
There's a point.
Experience you don't know about my experience.
There's
Shut the hell up.
Drago,
hell with it, Oots. Let me
Drago,
tell you
there's a point.
Let me tell you something like this, right? You got my older father. You got the U.S. title. You got me and Dark Grind. That's a big problem. Dark Grind can do a lot of good things in the ring. I've wrestled this man at Summer Bash. Someone you wished you wrestled. Now, let me tell you something. I've been in the cage before you. Yeah, I don't care about that, Uso. I really don't. See, with you still, I'm gonna show you what it's like to get personal. You understand me? I'm gonna show you how to get personal. Because with you, it's always been personal. You don't understand. You made it that way. You come in this game personal. You think you're going to do things personal. Let me tell you something like this, Uso. You can't do a lot of things personal without a soul and a heart. And let me tell you something. You ain't got no heart. You might got a soul. I don't know. I don't know you like that, Uso.
He sold his
But
soul a long
let
time
me
ago.
tell you. You huff and puff my house down like the big bad wolf, right? So I'm gonna hunt the wolf down in the cage because you can't go nowhere. And Darkron's there, so don't forget about him. But let me just remind you, I am going to whoop your ass. I don't understand why you didn't get it last time we talked. You want to portray this badass gimmick? Cool. I don't care about it. Let me tell you something like this. I've been through things that you ain't been through. And you don't know, just like I don't know about your past. We don't know everyone. We don't know each other's past. We haven't sit in the magic circle to talk. I apologize. But let me tell you something like this. Okay? When you fuck with the Samoan dragon, you get the flame. You get burned. I've rose from the flames. You haven't. You want to bring up my past?
Like
You
your
want to
house,
bring up
right?
what you can? You want to bring up what you can't
Like,
do? Win
like
or
your
lose,
house, right?
I'm whooping your ass. This
Like your
ain't just
house, right?
about your title. This is about the Hula Follow as well. This is about my tribe. And let me remind you, Drago went somewhere over the weekend, passed. And I got a gift from the elder. So you can, you right now, be the coward you are. And those shades that you hide with those eyes so well. Because I got the heart for my people. You understand me? What you got from your people?
What? See, and
You got
that's where.
stolen merchant. You got stolen property.
We
Stolen
proved our heart many, many times. Have you still?
See,
When have you
that's
struggled in life to rise back up to the top?
see.
When have you had to lay it
That's
all
my
over
point.
the line?
That's my point to both of y'all. Because Drago, you made a good point earlier. I'm outside. I'm with the world, right? See, where I'm at is a very, very important location. Because right now I'm in the heart and soul of Springfield, Illinois. My home. And see, right here is where it all began. This is where the world took a turn for the best. This is where one of the best presidents was born, one of the best presidents lived and reigned in history. And see, when you look at me and you told me that you rose from the flames, no, you didn't rise from the flames. You escaped the house that was burning through your childhood. And Drago, that house burnt down a long time ago, just like I'm going to burn your hopes and dreams of becoming the IMF United States champion.
I mean, they did.
Because hold on, I'm gonna give you your time to speak. Give me a second, because I'm a busy man tonight. This is a busy weekend for Anthony Steele and Drago and Kron. I want you to get one thing and one thing straight. Is this time around, I'm not taking either one of you lightly, but I want both of y'all to do the same with me. Because when it comes to Rage in the Cage, when it comes to the IMF United States Championship, I have the most to prove. You see, because while Kron's been gone for so long and you've been chasing for so long, I've been holding on to one of the most precious things IMF has to offer. And I cannot let it go yet. It is not my time. It is not neither one of y'all's time to reign supreme, but I will leave you both with this. May 10th, Palo Community Center, Palo, Iowa. That door will lock. And that door is one way of getting out. But I made Kron a promise last time we were on here.
You did.
And Kron, I'm gonna keep that promise.
We'll see.
See,
We'll see.
because I don't want
I don't
I
think
don't
you
want
realize
everyone.
once you get in that cage with us, you're going to be locked in there with two animals that want to tear you apart.
You're right, and that's where I've gotten to understand both of you. Watching both of y'all's cage matches, yours with Omen, that one I studied the most because I've walked side by side with Omen Black for these past couple months, and learning how you are with him. I've faced Omen Black not once but twice, and have me and Omen went to war. Has Omen put me through hell? Yes, he has. But the one thing that man taught me is how to endure a lot of pain. So I'm going to give y'all respect, and I'm going to leave it at this. Saturday night, I'm looking to get my ass whooped. I'm looking for y'all to bring the fight to me.
You are?
I want both of y'all to know. That's why you whooping my ass. Why you whooping my ass? There's always another ass whooping right around the fucking corner. And while both of y'all,
I think I got that one in.
Never been afraid of an ass whooping.
While both of y'all put me through a lot of pain, neither one of y'all gonna leave that cage unscathed. Y'all gonna be broken, beaten, battered. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm aiming for match of the night because the only thing that's gonna remain the same at the end of the night is one thing, and that is Anthony Steele remains the IMF United States champion. So Drago, Kron, 2 days, 48 hours, and Drago, 4 letters, 1 word. Yeah.
Well, and he left. He walked off. Usually, it's Drago or others that walk off here, and I'm going to give you guys then that opportunity. Yeah, usually, it's you guys or somebody else that walks off on Anthony Steele's segment, but he certainly lives up to the moniker of being the most controversial figure in wrestling history. Boy, Wyatt Black, you might want to certainly change yourself to being another name than the Controversy King. But enough about that. I mean, guys, I'm going to give you the opportunity to say a few final words because Anthony Steele he stormed off. He literally walked off unexpectedly. Maybe that's the most controversial thing he's done yet.
That's the deal for you.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Yeah.
I just say
Like I said before, he's getting in that cage and he's going to be locked in there with 2 animals.
And there's a lot of people here in the chat that do want to see the both of yous whoop him. I've got a lot of comments.
Go ahead, Tom. You want
Go ahead.
Go ahead with the chat.
Oh, well, I mean, basically, we had Princess JD said Steele keeps talking. He should stop talking. Well, he just
That's
did.
all he does.
Dakota wanted to say hello. She's not feeling well. Silas Walker said, hell of a contest. He's looking forward to it. He's here Saturday night. He's here while you guys are in the ring. And Dakota loves you guys. We love you both. Also, Anthony's got them. We're going to leave that at that. Anthony and the math. We'll run through them really quick. What's an Isaiah Rage? The last time I saw Isaiah Rage, he got pinned for the IMF Hardcore Championship. Tell him, Anthony. Zilla says hello. Yeah, that's most of them. So I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to say a few final words here before I move on. Maybe we'll see you guys.
First, I gotta get out back to work, but
yeah.
See you guys Saturday. Drago cannot wait to get in the cage with you. Cannot wait to see everybody in IMF again. And if you guys didn't see my post earlier, I found a new Fed here in Ohio.
I did. I saw that. Yes.
I seen that, Tom. Thank you very much. It's an EWA Central, or EAW. Sorry, EAW Central out of I think it's Willowswick, Ohio.
Okay.
But I see potential there, and they've been doing it for a while. You can see they're.
Yeah, I watched a few. I watched it a little bit on the way home. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything I could do, anybody wants to talk, the door is open.
You're doing great. Thank you, Tom, for sharing that and everything. But that's about it. Can't wait to see you, Drago.
Yes,
guys. Thank you.
Be safe out there, Cron, and we'll see you soon. Il Drago, I'm going to give you the opportunity. You got the last word before Saturday night. What do you got?
the way it's supposed to be. So, well, I got a couple.
I can't
things
wait
to
for our
say.
show to be back again.
I got a
But
couple things to say. Well,
all right,
the house never fully burnt down, so I don't think he
all
knows
right.
what he's talking about. It got
He,
rebuilt while we were there. This is coconut water, not hair gel.
yeah, hair gel would take a lot longer. I have
Yeah.
had experience using hair gel over the years.
Yeah,
Don't use
I'm
it. I
part
recommend
black.
it.
We don't really use a lot of hair gel and stuff like that, and I
Yeah.
don't think any Samoans do. If so, I need to know. So, besides that, I do got to say, come May 10th, it should be an awesome show. I do aim to do the unthinkable and whoop Anthony Steele's ass. Hopefully, take his title, and not only his title, but show him how a real title reign should be. Show him how to properly win matches. Show him how to carry a title like a real champion. And for the first time ever on Sportswire, I believe, I'm going to say for the first time ever, that I'm just going to tell Steele, no yerk. I'm not agreeing with that. No yerk. So thank you all. Thank you to the fans. If you can, make sure you come out, you buy your tickets, make sure you're there. Bring your own beverages. If not, there should be stands. There's merch stands. There's a
There's a
lot of
hot dog guy. I see
there's
Jovi
a lot
post
of
about him in
perks
the
this
vlog.
show.
Yeah.
If you like come out, you can tell by the post right here. There's a lot of perks if you come out and you do a lot of stuff. You buy certain tickets and other things. So
And support Kiara's Comfy Creations, by the
thank
way.
you.
If you go, you
I
gotta
appreciate it.
support that. She's got unbelievable stuff. Please go out there and support that. Could be a great Mother's Day gift. Could be a
Yeah,
great
yeah.
gift in general. Please
Yeah,
support.
she does amazing work. She definitely spends a lot of time on that, especially on her a lot of free time and at work.
Nice.
She's doing lovely on that stuff. There's a new edition of IMF blanket coming at this show, so that will be there. But thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you, Tom, for having me. So.
No, we can't wait till when you come here and do your show again. And
Oh yeah, that would be fairly soon. So don't worry
good.
about that. To the fans that do watch THC Talk, I
And,
will be back on here. So
good,
I
good.
promise you
And
that.
and Colton Lee from DBW respects you and says he's praying that you and Kron beat up Anthony Steele, and Princess JD saying the same thing. Hello to you both, and a lot of people are excited to see you. And Cato's here. Maybe I'll let Cato come by in a little while. And Dakota wanted to say, can't wait to see you before you go. So
I'll tell you this, because Samoans are all about realization. Win or lose, I have one goal. Well, I have a couple goals, but one main goal is to whoop Anthony Steele's ass. And no matter what gets involved in the middle, I hope to pursue that. If it means, if this doesn't go the way it should, how I think, then I have something I've been thinking for a while, but we'll see. But come out, you got to see the show. Wait till it comes out if you have to watch it on YouTube. And keep tuning in to Sportswire. Spike that like button. And I love y'all. So,
appreciate that. Yes, thank you for that. Listen, I'll let you go. I know you got to run, and congratulations on the new place.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon. And keep up the good work, my friend.
I don't know. So I love you.
I love you too. Yep, love everybody. That is Il Drago. Let me go next. He's here, and you know what, Freddie Daniels, I have a feeling you are going to follow this up and some, because you have a match that I'm really excited about. It's an interpromotional match, which we don't get a chance to see these too often. It's you and a guy that just got beat up by a man that's going to be wrestling somebody that's going to come on here in a little while, Mr. Soldier GP. And that's Jason Storm. But you, in the meantime, have a match with Jacob Collins in just a good old-fashioned IMF versus ROEW match. And the River City Dog, Freddie Daniels, tell us what we can expect here coming up in the Palo Community Center between you and Jacob Collins.
Well, first off, how you doing? I know I wasn't here last month. You know,
I'm happy to see you, Freddie.
Stuff going on. You know, had to do some business. But Jacob Collins.
Yes, Jacob Collins, former world champion.
Hearing about Jacob Collins.
Yes, sir.
And it's not about him being relevant or him being a good wrestler. It's that everyone keeps comparing me to him. Everyone keeps saying that he's the Freddie Daniels of whatever company he wrestles for. And I don't see it. You can't replicate Freddie Daniels.
Freddie, you're one of a kind. I mean, Freddie, you're literally one of a kind.
So this weekend, I'm going to show everyone what the truth is. is that Freddie Daniels is the best at what he does. That Freddie Daniels is only one person. And that IMF, well, we're the best wrestling company in town. We're the best wrestling company in the United States. We're the best wrestling company in the world.
And this guy wants to come into your house, Freddie, the company that you helped build. In a way, you guys are similar, but so different. I mean, sure, you guys have been mainstays in your feds, but Freddie, you have been one of those guys that, whether people want to admit it or not, have helped build the IMF. And this guy wants to walk into yours. You know, I said this a few days ago with James Taylor, how ROEW is going to try to make a name for themselves bigger than ever before and almost kind of get the upper hand on the IMF this weekend. You got Jason Storm against Soldier GP for the All Wrestling Matters Championship. You got Darkron, who we just saw, who's going to be wrestling Anthony Steele and Il Drago for the United States Championship. You got Matthew Forsaken in a four-way match that the winner of that match gets a shot at the IMF Championship. I mean, basically, ROEW is coming here to basically one-up IMF. And Freddie, you're one of those names that they're targeting, and Jacob Collins would love to come into the Palo Community Center, a house that you helped build, and get one over you and show that Freddie Daniels, he ain't no big thing. He ain't no up-and-comer. Jacob Collins is a gunslinger, and he's going to try to take his gun out, and he's going to fire bang, bang, and that's why you're going to come here and defend your house and send Jacob Collins packing.
You know, you say that we're similar, Tom. But again, you're wrong. Everyone who keeps saying that me and him are similar, they're wrong. And yeah, ROW is going to come in and try and one-up IMF. But thanks to me, it's not going to happen. Thanks to Soldier, it's not going to happen. Like, I just don't see what you think is going to happen, you know?
Well,
IMF
I think the question is that ROEW is coming here, and again, it's a big show. We got some big names from the outside that are going to be here. D'Angelo the Flame, JX, who's sort of been in both companies. We mentioned Darkron. We mentioned Matthew Forsaken. I mean, we got a lot of big names that are coming in here, and Jacob Collins is one of those guys, and he desperately needs a win right now. He needs a win badly.
He's not going to get it.
Well, and that's why you're gonna tell us and you're gonna show us why you're the true up and comer, and you're gonna forget Jacob Collins here for any reasons why he'd come back.
Exactly. And you say up and comer, but Tom, I'm already here. I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm on top of what I want to do right now.
Well, we're going to find out. I'm going to put the poster up here in a minute, but Freddie Daniels is definitely going to try to make an example of the former ROEW world champion, the gunslinger, Jacob Collins. And we have here IMF pre-show coverage here, Rage in the Cage. Freddie Daniels is certainly fired up tonight. He wasn't here last month, and he's making up for it here and some. But, you know, I think, Freddie, this could be the biggest win of your career. Yeah, I know you've beaten Jovi. I know you've had big wins before, RCW World Championship, all those different things you've done before. You've had the briefcase. But to defeat a former world champion, a man that was just in the ring with Jason Storm, a man that has been in there with the likes of CJ Black, the good guy, a man that's been in there with Cash Carter, who's also been here before in IMF. This could be the biggest win of your career to defeat a former world champion here coming up.
Tom.
Yes, sir.
It may be a big win for me, but it's just going to show what I already know.
And what's that? What's that? What is it that you know already?
That I can do whatever I want. That I can be in whatever part of the card people think that I can be in. I'm a main event talent. I'm a mid-card talent. I can start the show and make it better than the main event, all right? I don't know why people keep sitting here and acting like Freddie Daniels isn't that good. Freddie Daniels is the best at what
Sean
he does.
Jovi found that out. I mean, listen, there's a lot of people out there that I think are going to be paying attention. And maybe Jacob Collins hasn't been paying attention. Maybe Jacob Collins has been too focused on Jason Storm, who's also going to be in the ring with Soldier GP. Maybe Jacob Collins has been focused on other things, and I haven't heard a peep from him when it comes to Freddie Daniels. And maybe Jacob Collins
Where is Jacob?
maybe he's not
What?
taking you seriously. Maybe he shouldn't show up to the Palo Community Center. Maybe he should pull a JX from what you're telling us, and maybe sometimes not show up. And this is the time for him not to show, because you're going to expose him and you're going to show the world why, yeah, you know what? Freddie Daniels is a main event player. Freddie Daniels is a world champion caliber talent. Freddie Daniels is a guy that's a mainstay in the IMF. And Freddie Daniels is one of the reasons why we're here in the Palo Community Center, show after show, with hundreds of people coming out. And Jacob Collins should just be maybe paying to show up, and show up to watch you compete and watch you do what you do best, sir.
You know what? No, I want Jacob Collins to show up.
You do?
Because I want to make him a deal.
You're making a deal.
Jacob
Okay.
Collins, if you show up and you come to this match, I'll make it easy on you. You lay down, you let me get that 1, 2, 3, and I won't hurt you to where you have to go back and cry to your family. I will make it where you don't have to go, boo, boo, boo. All right? Just come to Palo, lay down, and get it over with. Or I can break you.
Break you. You know what? If I'm Jacob Collins and considering what he's went through, especially with natural selection, and we know that Jason Storm's going to be here, maybe Jacob Collins should find something else to do, or maybe he should just, like you said, take it easy and just let you get that 1, 2, 3, and he can go back to Michigan and go on his merry way and figure out what to do in ROEW, because in IMF, he doesn't know what he's doing here, and he's been awfully quiet. And you know, Freddie, before I let you go, I brought this up to James Taylor, a man that you know very well, and I would think that ROEW would be united here coming into the Palo Community Center. It's a big show here coming up, Rage in the Cage. We've got a lot of ROEW representation here, maybe the most ROEW heavy representation we've seen here in an IMF show to date. We've got Darkron, the Underground OG. You just saw him. Matthew Forsaken. You've got Jason Storm, the ROEW champion here. JX has been an ROEW mainstay in the past, and Jacob Collins. But yet, it seems like ROEW is divided. I would just think that James Taylor would be trying to rally the troops, rally the guys, and maybe the morale in ROEW isn't good right now, and maybe that morale is going to play into your match, because as I asked James Taylor about trying to get ROEW united, trying to get guys on the same page, and it seemed like James Taylor wasn't interested in that. He was just going on about his own issues with Jason Storm and Soldier GP, and he hadn't really spoke much to Matthew Forsaken, and yeah, he's talking to Kron and Collins, but those guys keep losing, and maybe you're going to show why ROEW is more divided than ever, and that old adage that everybody talks about, united we stand, divided we fall, and right now it seems like you're going to make ROEW more divided and fall like they've never been seen here in the Palo Community Center coming up this Saturday.
Tom.
Yes, sir.
I'm not surprised that they're divided. I'm not surprised that James Taylor can't get them to be united. He don't even know how to say my name. Go ahead, Taylor. Try.
And he's not even here tonight. He's not even here. He's been awfully quiet.
Exactly.
Awfully quiet.
Now, one thing that I would like to see,
yes, sir,
is James Taylor show up to IMF again and get his ass whooped by Soldier GP.
Ooh, well, you know what? Jason Storm wants to kick his butt first. Maybe that's why James Taylor's awfully quiet today. Maybe that's why James Taylor's not here in the chat, because Jason Storm said at the end of Face Off this past weekend that it's his show, it's my show, and maybe James Taylor knows that the writing is on the wall and that really he can't hang in IMF and ROEW, and that's why Jacob Collins and Darkron might be on the outside looking in here, and especially with the mood you're in tonight. Like I said, Jacob Collins, there's nothing that James Taylor could give him for advice to deal with what you're going to do to him this Saturday.
Yeah, he could.
Oh yeah, what could that be, sir? What could that be?
Simple. Take the deal.
Well, we have less than 48 hours to take the deal. Ox McCoy does want to say that. Do you want to join the foundation? But no, you're your own man. You're just
No,
rooting
I
for
don't want to
Soldier.
join the foundation. I've been in the House of Wolves. Definitely don't want to be with them. I got the Switchblades,
Yes,
the Diamonds and the Roughs. Like, I
and
got
you
my
guys
own
could be
stuff
bringing a
going on.
Midwestern
I got my own
championship,
people that got my back.
and
I
you
don't
guys
need
could,
a bunch
yeah.
of people that are falling and crumbling.
And the Blonde Don could have a Midwestern championship potentially in his arsenal.
Not potentially. It's going to happen.
Well,
Did you not see what he did to Thomas and JoJo? He is
yes.
on a whole other level.
He's still got to get through Prince Achia, though. He's still got to get through the Prince.
I ain't worried about that.
All right.
Prince,
Well,
he's one of the people that is managed under Ace Diamond. He's a diamond. All us diamonds, we understand each other. We're united, unlike ROEW or whatever.
yeah,
the
it's
hell.
ROEW.
We're not crumbling like the foundation, and we're not a house burning down like the House of Wolves.
Well, I'm not going to go there. They're going to be on here in a little while. We got a few more minutes with Freddie Daniels. But, Freddie, before I let you go, it sounds to me like what you just said, something really interesting here, is that you're comparing ROEW to the foundation. You're saying that there are cracks right now in ROEW, and that from what you're saying to us right now, that this Saturday could be a perfect example of ROEW crumbling, because we know Darkron's at a disadvantage with Anthony Steele. Anthony Steele wants to burn the Ufalas, and he wants to show Darkron what he does in the cage. You've got Matthew Forsaken, who does things in his own way. Yeah.
I got one thing to say. El Drago, I agree with you. No, you're.
Okay, well, you know what? I think I've got the point here, Freddie. Certainly, again, you're motivated, you're angry, you're fired up, you're making certainly a lot of threats, and you're going to certainly try to come through on all of them. And you've given an offer to Jacob Collins to take this deal and basically get the 1, 2, 3. And Il Drago does want to say no Europe, and well, we'll leave that at that. But do you have any closing words here, or anything else you want to say toward Jacob Collins before Saturday night in the Palo Community Center?
Be smart. Take the deal. Lay down.
Something tells me, though, that he's not going to take the deal because he's a gunslinger. And being a gunslinger would almost be like that episode on Raw where Stone Cold was going to shoot Vince McMahon, but it turned out he had just that little thing in the gun. And something tells me that Jacob Collins is not going to take this deal because he's a gunslinger.
Well, he may be a gunslinger, but all he got in there is blanks.
Well, he's been drawing a lot of blanks. There's no question about that.
A knife does a lot more in a gunfight when the gun is shooting blanks.
Well, when it's shooting blanks, and right now Jacob Collins has been shooting blanks, and you do have to wonder what is going on in ROEW right now. James Taylor has been awfully quiet tonight. Darkron has certainly been struggling in ROEW. He couldn't get past his brother. He's got to try to find a way to help his foundation brother Il Drago win that United States Championship and get his Ulafalas. You've certainly got what's going on with Jason Storm and Soldier GP. I asked James Taylor, would he be rooting for Jason Storm? And that was basically a negative. So a lot going on here in ROEW, and we'll have to certainly find out what they do in their cracks, if they're really going to show like the foundations. But there is a new foundation, so who really knows at this point? But Freddie, definitely happy to see you again. Definitely looking forward to this match. So whether we get the deal or not, that's up to Jacob Collins, but he's a gunslinger, and I tend to think he's not going to take this deal, but it'll definitely be an interesting show nevertheless. And looking forward to seeing you next month, and thank you for all you do. And maybe next stop next month will be the Hall of Fame for Sportswire Radio. What do you think about accepting being in the Hall of Fame for your career? You know, I never asked.
Tom, it's past due.
Well, you know what? You're absolutely right. You know what? I mean, just watch tomorrow's episode with Pitbull, Gary Wolf. Then we can make you the next Hall of Fame inductee. How does that sound? Take a deal? You take that deal?
Sounds past due. But yeah, I'll take the deal.
All right, good enough. That is Freddie Daniels, the River City Dog, who I have to say is probably his most angry he's been yet on this platform in 2 years, but for good reasons, because Jacob Collins didn't even say a word, and ROEW seems like they don't even know what the hell they're doing going into this Saturday, and especially James Taylor. Freddie Daniels might have had his most serious words for James Taylor, the ROEW owner, yet. Where is James Taylor, and will he show up back in IMF, and what about even in ROEW? Jason Storm may certainly cut him off here first. But Freddie, we'll see you soon. Thank you so much, and good luck out there. And I can't wait to induct you in the Hall of Fame next month.
See you later.
All right, that was Freddie Daniels, and we do have now on the man that has been waiting for a while, and the man that he's responsible for all of this, and you're here by the refrigerator now, Sean Jovi. I hope you're getting a cold fridge drink out of the fridge. I'm almost tongue-tied. Maybe you're waiting for Anthony Steele to say something and cut off your spot, but that was a few months ago. But you've got a big match here coming up to get you and Mephisto on track, and tell us a little bit about it while I get the poster up here.
Well, Tom, we all start somewhere, right? And for me and Mephisto, it's a new beginning. We lost our singles matches last month, and it kind of took us out of contention for every title ever in the singles division. So we have to start over. We have to start from the bottom and work our way up. So the thing with Dexter King and Atlas Savage is the fact that they're young blood. They're new.
Yes.
They're talent that could get trampled very easily by two big burly guys like us. But here's the thing. We haven't had the best winning streak. So like I said, the first step is beating a new team. Then we can go on and face a better team. Then we'll face an even better team. And then eventually we'll face the real monsters, hopefully.
Well, you did mention, by the way, I will always continue to say it throughout the year in your appearances, you did say tag team championships is something that's eluded you, and you have an interest in that. And this is basically now where if you're going to want that tag team championship shot, it's almost you got to start somewhere, like you just said.
Yep. Indeed, Tom, and that's what I intend on doing. Mephisto and I plan on making an example out of Dexter and Atlas, and we are going to be on our way to new heights in IMF.
Well, you have to, especially after your year. I mean, listen, it's not been the same year as last year, Summer of Jovi, and this year, like I said, it's been like the failures tour. I mean, you got to get off this failures tour eventually. I mean, listen, everybody's passing you by right now, Jovi. You desperately need to win. Maybe it's the haircut. Maybe it's the shave. I mean, maybe that's going to help you. Maybe, Sean Jovi, it's the haircut. Maybe it's the shave. Maybe those are things that are going to kick 2025 back to where you were last year, sir.
Yes, sir. New look, new me. I mean, what can I say, Tom? I hit rock bottom last month when I lost to Omen. I barely posted anything vlog-wise of myself.
Well, there hasn't been much to talk about. I mean, look at what happened with Omen. We thought that was going to be your moment. Look at what's happened here with the King of Pale. You didn't defend that. I mean, time and time again this year, you haven't been able to win. You haven't been able to win a significant match. And this is basically like now or never. It's now or never for you. It's now or never.
And you're right. I mean, like I said, there hasn't been much to talk about with me lately.
Even in RCW for you, things haven't been going your way. I mean, really. I mean, at this point, the only thing that's been going your way is your subscriber count on your YouTube page. By the way, give him a sub.
Yes.
But, I mean, listen, this is your moment. For you, it's now or never. It's now or never right now. The time is now.
The change has to happen now. That's why I'm leaving the singles division and focusing on a tag team wrestling career. Because it's one, it's something I never dabbled in, and two, you got two big guys like Mephisto and I. We could rock the world together.
But you do know that you're facing up-and-coming talent, that they would love to make an example out of you. They would love to go out there and show, you know what, Jovi's past his prime. Jovi, you know, maybe Father Time has caught up with him. The clock has struck midnight. Maybe Jovi's one of these guys that should maybe call it quits. Maybe he should hang it up. And they're going to look to show the world that, Jovi, your time Your time has come. Listen, we talk about it all the time here in rock. I get all these guys on that come here. Great white guitarist Mark Kendall. We talked about, has father time passed you? When is the time to retire? Doug Pinnick of King's X. We talk about, when's the band going to finally call it quits? And, new music, Zebra, Randy Jackson, 50 years. And your career, it's coming to that moment. And these guys would love to show that as an example, that Jovi and Mephisto, they can't hang. We talked about this last summer with you. We talked about these guys, these trampoliners, that they wanted to show you're a dinosaur. But now in the Palo Community Center, you got these young guys that they really now want to show, and they want to show the world in front of a packed crowd that Jovi doesn't have it going on.
And they can believe what they want. They can think what they want. I'm far from done, Tom. You see, I'm not like an ECW legend that was on your platform, Rhino. He lost yesterday to Nick Wayne.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
In his AEW debut.
Yes, he did.
Oh, he's past his prime. He's at that I help young talent get better stage, but I'm not at that stage yet. I'm still going to be putting people in the ground, whether the world likes it or not. I'm still the resident rock star. I'm still your resident rock star. I'm still Sportswire's #1 rock star.
No, you are the man that's made it responsible for the likes of Rhino to be here. And by the way, tomorrow night, Gary Wolf, another ECW legend, to be here, and Savio Vega and everybody else that's here in this chat. Yes, you are responsible for all of that, but Savage and King, they don't care about all that, and they would love to show the world that they should be in the discussion for an IMF Tag Team Championship, and they most certainly can start that conversation here with a victory over yourself and Mephisto. And, oh, by the way, Anthony Steele still has Dirty Donnie in his sights, because he told the world here tonight that if he retains his United States Championship, Dirty is up next.
Steele, he has nothing to do with this. I mean, Dirty, he's got his problems with Steele, but my focus is on these little whippersnappers that think they can stomp us to the curb. They don't have it.
They don't.
Sure, I gave him a contract to RCW. He's a good kid, but he's not good enough to take us down.
Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. You have certainly been struggling in RCW. Before I do anything else, I do want to say hello to some people. Princess JD wants to say hello to you. Timothy Titan, certainly from our friends over in Legit Alternative Wrestling, wants to say that you are holding hands with a fridge. That's a pretty clever line here from Mr. Titan.
And better lit than in the caves tonight.
Drago's here for the honor. And Dakota wants to know, how did she get into the Hall of Fame before Felix and Freddie? Well, good things happen to those that wait, I guess. Anthony Steele has his females here, his entourage, but he was here at the beginning of the show, so they missed that. Justin Parsley says he's here for the wild females, but Anthony left, though. We got Gary Wolf tomorrow, by the way, not Ricochet. Also, Freddie should go solo, but that's her opinion. Well, I'll tell you what, Freddie was on. He said a lot tonight. He fired some shots at James Taylor. He fired shots at ROBW. He fired shots at Jacob Collins. And I'll tell you what, I will definitely be paying attention to him closely. But, I know you're a busy man, and I know that you've got a lot on your plate. I'm going to put your YouTube link up here in a minute so people go hit the sub button for you. You have a big turnout right now. You are bringing in the views. I'll say that much. But, I did want to ask you, I mean, what is going on in RCW with you? I mean, certainly you've had some struggles there, and there's somebody out there that I understand that you still may have some unfinished business with. You want to talk about RCW and maybe your future there?
I mean, yeah, I called out Darkfire a few weeks ago. He has yet to respond to my challenge. If he's gonna, I think he's scared at this point.
Why do you think he's scared? I mean, he famously months ago attacked you here. He certainly famously made quite a splash back in RCW. I mean, why do you think he's done that?
Because he's a coward. He wants to make a name for himself at my expense. Because I am the resident rock star. Just because I'm the one who helped Sportswire get on the map. that he thinks he's just another stooge in the dust.
So you think that deep down Darkfire thinks he was the one that was responsible for everything? Is that what you're telling us?
No, I don't think that. I think he's just jealous of how big I became and how he's kind of just, I don't know, people probably consider him the lapdog.
They consider him a goofball. They consider him an oddball and an odd duck, and it's unknown about him.
The guy used to be my best friend, but he's a goof. What can I say?
Some friend, huh? Wait a minute! It's Darkfire! It's Darkfire and Jovi! Jovi and Darkfire are going at it! Jovi and Darkfire are going at it live on Sportzwire! Wait a minute! Sean Jovi's got Darkfire! Sean Jovi's got Darkfire! Darkfire's in a headlock! Darkfire can't breathe! Darkfire, the fire's being put out now! He ain't got any fire! He's got nothing left! Darkfire's going! He's thrown out! He's out of here! He's out of here like in the Preshow Community Center! Down goes Darkfire! Darkfire's got no fire. The fire has been put out. Sean Jovi, they may call him the resident rock star, but now they can just call him the resident firefighter because Sean Jovi just put out the fire of Darkfire, and that fire ain't going to be burning. The only thing that's been put out is Darkfire, and it could very well be his career, and Jovi seems like he's won up Darkfire. Darkfire goes down. The fire has been put out. There is certainly no smoke on the water now, to quote Deep Purple, because Sean Jovi, of course, is the resident rock star and the rock star of the galaxy, like he is, just showed now that he's the resident firefighter. Before, I know you obviously may have to get some medical attention. You may have to go see the police, but certainly, is there anything else that you want to make sure that door is locked? Make sure that Darkfire doesn't come through here again, because Darkfire, we don't want to see any of Darkfire, because the resident firefighter just put out the fire known as Darkfire.
You know, Tom, there's one thing I gotta say. He better have an answer for me this weekend. Clearly, he wants to attack me.
If he even shows up, I mean, listen.
Our platform, Tom.
And you know what? If you want to see more of Sean Jovi and what he does, you need to go give him a sub on YouTube. Sean Jovi just put out fires. He is not only the resident rock star, he is the resident firefighter, because he just put out that fire for months that has been bothering him in his home, Darkfire. Famously, Darkfire came into Sean Jovi's home and bum rushed him on his birthday. Well, forget about all that now, because Darkfire right now, he ain't burning. He's got, just like I said, no smoke on the water. There's no fire in the sky, because Sean Jovi's the resident firefighter. Sean Jovi, hit the sub button for him. You're going to see him coming up this Saturday. He'll be in action with the rock stars of the galaxy. It'll be dirty at ringside with Mephisto. They'll be against Savage and King. Hit the sub button for Sean Jovi. He can put out firefighters. He can certainly do vlogs, and he can do a lot of different other things. He plays Yu-Gi-Oh! In the meantime, but definitely make sure you go out and hit the sub button for him. He is now our resident firefighter. But Mr. Jovi, I will let you run, because I have a little surprise up my sleeve right now. And Zilla does want to give you advice. Lock your doors and make sure they are locked before this Saturday, because you don't want any fire coming into your house, because you may not have a carbon monoxide detector, my friend.
Yeah, that's fair. But thanks, Tom, for having me on. I wish you all adieu, and we'll see everybody this weekend.
Darkfire is not a threat to anything but a box of Twinkies. Well, he's right now not a threat at all, because,
yeah, I threw him out of my goddamn house.
He was thrown out, and Sean Jovi is our resident firefighter. But thank you, Mr. Jovi, and we will see you soon. Hit the sub button for him. That is the resident rockstar, Sean Jovi. And we have a major surprise here now live, a major surprise to talk about a match coming up that, let's just say, is going to be controversial. And it ain't going to be about Anthony Steele. It's the controversial one, Kato, who's going to be here for a few minutes just before he gets on the road again to the Preshow Community Center. He has been a very, very busy man. You have been all over the place in the South. I caught your promo, wanted to get you here for a few minutes, because I know you have a couple things you want to say to Ox McCoy before Saturday night.
Oh, hell yeah. You know, before I get to Ox's big dumbass, let's just say this. That fest was freaking amazing. Had a blast. Went to the finals. Fell short in the finals, but hey, everybody falls down. It's how hard you can get knocked down and get your ass back up and do it all over again. And yeah, Ox is a big sumbitch, but it takes a nasty, controversial nightmare beast like us to knock his ass down. And hey, from what I just heard, Anthony Steele's got a lot on his plate. So I might not have to worry about that little Dre Brown.
Well, I don't think you got to worry about Anthony anymore. I think Anthony's got his own problems right now with Il Drago and Darkron. So the good news is your former locker room mate, Anthony Steele, in a place we shall not name, you don't have to worry about him anymore.
Yeah, that's going to be good. That's one less thing on my mind. Now I just got to concentrate on putting the hurt in the Ox, and I got a lot more tools in the bag, sort of say. I got some new weapons that I'm probably going to be bringing out, and maybe I'll even actually just gusset plate the hell out of him and leave him with double-sided head gusset plates.
You said a lot, and I know we only got a few minutes with you, and I'm going to bring you back here for a second. I want to talk about what you did last week. I definitely want to get into that, and we'll figure a time next week, and we'll talk about that. But, you have done a lot recently, and Ox McCoy is going to look to make an example out of you. I said it a few minutes ago when Freddie Daniels was here. There's a lot of outsiders coming into this show, and IMF guys like Ox McCoy want to make a big example out of the two of you. And he's going to be motivated because you're coming into his house. You're going to be in front of a big crowd here this Saturday, and hometown guys like Ox McCoy, not only do they want to make an example of you in a match again, that certainly from his vantage point, he's made a name for himself in, but you are the outsider, and he wants to show the outsiders that they don't belong. So that's going to be what's on his mind. He's going to look to make an example of you. This show, to me, that's going to be the theme here coming up, and you have to combat that.
Yeah, and I took that all in my mind, and I thought about it, but I've been an outsider at plenty of shows, and that never stopped me from going ahead and trying to take down the biggest man possible. Now, whether I win, lose, or draw, that's besides the point. I want to put a hurting on him and show these people that you don't need to fear the big, ugly beast. You just got to stare him right in the face and just keep whooping him.
Well, we're going to certainly find out, and it is for the IMF Hardcore Championship. It is at the Palo Community Center. It is taking place this Saturday, and if you'd like, please follow the IMF on Facebook. Hit the sub button for them on YouTube. I will be donating 2 tickets after this show here, so we want to make sure everybody goes out there and supports the IMF. We're very excited about this show coming up. It is going to be one of the best yet that the IMF has put together. You can go out there. Please support them. It is going to be one for the ages. A lot of different stuff here. Every match is in a steel cage. You got a number of different matches. There's a lot of championship matches here at stake. Please go out there and support our friends in the IMF. And the doors open at 5 o'clock. Showtime is 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. Cato is a part of that. Cato, let me give you the opportunity here. I know you guys got to run here. I know it's getting late. Do you have any final words for Ox McCoy before this Saturday?
Ox, when we look directly into each other's face, when we look eye to eye inside that cage, just know this. I'm going to be bringing that ass whooping. I'm going to come at you with everything I got. I don't care how big you are, dude. You're going to freaking go down in a hell of fire. Whether I win, lose, or draw, I will make you my personal slave in hell. You will be the dude who's going to wake up the next morning and realize what the hell just happened. Who the hell beat me? And that person is me, Cato. And there ain't none better than me, bitch.
Controversial nightmare. Cue that music up because, man, it is going to be one match like we've never seen. Maybe the most hardcore match in IMF history, at least for an IMF Hardcore Championship. I know Ox and Omen have had their wars. I know that Ox has had plenty of wars here in the IMF, but this is a one when you think about it. 40-plus years experience between these two men. These two men have done it all, and it's all going to come to a head here. in the Palo Community Center this Saturday, less than 48 hours away from the IMF Rage in the Cage show for the IMF Hardcore Championship. We've got the controversial Nightmare. Of course, Naomi's going to be at ringside. She's definitely going to be watching it. She's certainly mixed it up here. Do not sleep on Naomi. Naomi knows what she's doing. She's done a lot here in the last year. And oh, by the way, Kato has been certainly killing it, figuratively and literally, these last several months. He's going to be back here to talk about that. Will he pick up some gold here? Some more gold? Well, we're going to have to find out. Definitely check out Kato on Instagram. Check him out on YouTube. And you could definitely be seeing him in a number of different places. And I do want to get to a few comments. Darkron does want to say that, Kato, you don't have to worry anymore about Anthony Steele. He's going to take care of him. My buddies over in the great state of Parkersburg, West Virginia, from Legit Alternative Wrestling, Ox, you can beat off the brand of Karrion Kross and Scarlett, but this is Kato. Sean Jovi's doors are now locked. That's good. Thank you for that. We're happy to hear that. Also, hello from Il Drago. Also here, Omen Black said he's not worried about you. He is not at all worried. Omen Black, the boogeyman, is not worried. The hardcore god is most certainly not worried about you. And before we go, I want to plug Kato's Instagram because I see some new people here that are seeing Kato for the first time. So if you want to book Kato, I see some people here, Legit Alternative Wrestling. I see maybe they want to wrestle Kato, Daniel Tapua. I see Timothy Tite, and I see some of our people in law. If you want to book guys here in the IMF, you want to book different people like Kato, this is Kato's Instagram page. Get in touch with him. I'm telling you, you definitely want him at your show. And see, would Kato be interested in going to West Virginia?
Yes. I've been waiting to go to Virginia for a while now. And we always been talking about it.
I'll set it up for you. I'll take care of that. I will give the law friends of ours here your information. Yeah, and that's his Instagram page, and I will connect you with Mr. Tite when we're off the air. So, yeah, they run on Wednesdays. So maybe you have some time on your hands and you'd like to show up, and we'll figure it out. Omen Black one day wants to mix it up with you. Yeah, I'll handle that. I'll take care of that. I'll connect you both when we're off the air. Ox wants to say, though, honestly, I'm excited for this one. Kato's been around. I've been around. Can't wait to leave you laying in that cage picture. Yeah, I do want to say before I let you go, and before I'm sure Ox goes into a different conversation here in a minute when Soldier comes on, I am legitimately excited about this because to me it's finally Ox getting a mano-a-mano match for his championship. Yes, he and Omen have been in the ring together, but this to me is different because this is basically somebody that's a contemporary of his, a peer of his. This to me is just basically going to be just almost like a shootout. It's going to be a classic, like in the NFL, you have a shootout. This is just going to be a mano-a-mano, Duke for Duke. It's just going to be one draw. Who gets the last possession wins. To me, it's going to be the same type of match. And that's why I'm very excited about this one. And Justin Parsley wants to say, Kato's right. The bigger the wolf, the harder they fall. Good luck to the most reasonable contender. I do think that, listen, this is going to be Ox's biggest test. This is going to be, like I said, pound for pound. It's equal. I mean, you guys are equal. And that's why I think a lot of people are excited about this match. And I can't wait to talk about it. I'm going to see you here in the next week or so. We'll figure out the day. And you guys go. I know it's getting late. And I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was Kato, the controversial one with Naomi Nightmare. And we are now going to bring on the next part of the segment here. But please, everybody, go give the IMF a follow. And he is here. And I'm not sure, do I call you the Our Wrestling Matters or the All Wrestling Matters World Champion? How am I labeling you here?
Our Wrestling Matters.
Well, I mean, I can't say it's mine. I can say it's yours, but you are here. You are one half of the IMF Tag Team Champions. You were the quote-unquote Our Wrestling Matters World Champion. He is one half of the Real Monsters, and he is part of the foundation. He is the one and only Soldier GP, and Soldier, I mean, certainly a lot to digest here tonight. And you've got Jason Storm, who has been a big topic throughout the show. You know, I brought him up with Freddie Daniels. We were talking a lot about ROEW right now. James Taylor came up, a man you have no love for, I know. And I kind of think right now maybe this is your opportunity here to almost show ROEW coming into IMF's house. It seems like ROEW right now, the guys aren't united. We saw Kron's troubles. We talked about Jacob Collins here, nowhere to be found. And James Taylor nowhere to be found. And that's got to be an advantage for you guys. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't look at it. I'm not looking at it as ROEW versus IMF.
No.
I'm not looking at that at all. I'm looking at Soldier GP versus Jason Storm. I've been waiting to get my hands on him since last August when he turned on me to help the Sinners win.
Well, he talked about here on Sportswire, though, that he had it in the back of his mind what you and Omen did to him in ROEW almost 2 years ago. He talked about that here. That came up on Sportswire.
I mean, it wasn't personal.
I know. Storm. You guys were basically
it was just business. We are hitmen for hire. Like
I mean,
the good guy pays decent money. The good guy paid decent money, and
he's a good guy. I mean, Yeah, but you know what? That's in the back of his mind, and it's something I'm sure that he's going to look to make a point of. He's obviously seen eye to eye with Omen a lot. And I'm sure that
it's crazy because Omen was the other person in that situation.
Well, they seem to see eye to eye right now. They seem to see eye to eye in a lot of things, and I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You're going to be in the ring on Saturday, and you're going to probably make a point.
I've been waiting since August. I got a piece of them back in November or September time. The Backyard Havoc ended up collapsing.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting.
Go there.
I've been waiting, and he had to be a cheap shot. He gave me a cheap shot, in the last show. But there ain't no cheap shot in me. Like, we're starting off the show. Jason Storm versus Soldier GP for the R Wrestling Matters World Championship.
But you don't see it that ROEW guys do want to make a point here. Forsaken certainly got a big match. Kron has been vocal about the United States Championship, helping Drago. I mean, Jacob Collins, I don't even know what he's going to do here. Freddie Daniels made some rather clever points. And, I mean, ROEW guys, I still think want to come here and show that they can hang with IMF and that ROEW should be here on the main stage. You don't see it that way, though.
I mean, people can look at it that way all they want. There's other guys from other companies in those matches as well. It's just not ROEW. Like,
I agree, but you got Forsaken. Yeah, but you and him.
You got Forsaken facing Damian Saint, facing JX, facing LaFlame. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I'm not looking at it as ROEW versus IMF.
Let's go with this. Let's go with this point. If I were to say these last 2.5, 3 years, that when people think of ROEW and IMF, statistically speaking, who have been the best? Soldier GP and Jason Storm, and this is the battle to see who is the best. Now, from that vantage point, is that a fair comparison?
Yeah, I'll take that comparison. Statistically,
because think about it. What you guys have done with the championships, you've got now the Our Wrestling Matters Championship or the R Wrestling Matters Championship. You got one half of the tag titles. Storm has got the ROEW Championship, and he's been completely dominant with that. He was the ROEW champion when you saw him a few years ago, and he's been statistically their best champion. You've statistically been the best champion in the IMF, and we know your run with the IMF title last year, and I kind of think this is almost kind of like if Bob Backlund and Ric Flair 40 years ago went out there in the ring. People wanted to see who was the best. People talked about Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. People wanted to see that because Hulk Hogan was the best in the WWF. Ric Flair was the best in NWA and WCW. And I kind of think in some ways this match is kind of the same way. Jason Storm's been the best in ROEW. Soldier GP's been the best in IMF. And we get to see now who's the better man this Saturday.
Well, you're looking at him right here. I'm sorry, man. I don't know why you didn't show up. I guess because you can't face me face to face.
Well, this came up with James Taylor. Now, he was doing some press tours in Australia, Japan, but I don't think in this case he's doing that with you. I think maybe Jason Storm feels he doesn't have to talk to you. Maybe he feels because what he's done in ROEW, disposing opponent after opponent, CJ Black, Jacob Collins, Big Man Cam ran him out of town. Big Man Cam's like the dinosaurs that used to roam around the world. They're extinct. I mean, we can go up and down the list of people that Jason Storm is dispatched in ROW, maybe he feels that he has nothing to say to you. Maybe he's talking to Omen Black.
Honestly, if you think about it, honestly, he should be thanking me because he's been on a hell of a run with the ROW title. If it wasn't for me putting out the chosen one, Jack Delta, he wouldn't. You think he'd be the champion?
I don't know. That's a fair point. I mean, I don't know if he would be the champion. Let me ask you a slight detour on this for a minute. I know we'll probably get to some other people here that'll join you in a few minutes, but Jack Delta had posted recently on social media, and he had mentioned, he didn't say when, but he was alluding to the fact that he would look to make a comeback here at some point. You have any opinions on that? You have any thoughts on should Jack Delta get back in the ring?
Jack Delta, Jack, you owe me a match. You got hurt in our match. I want to be the first one to challenge you in your little comeback. Come to IMF. Come to Palo. Soldier GP versus Jack Delta 2. When your broken leg, your broken little hurt leg heals up.
He hasn't shown up yet in the IMF. That's one company he hasn't shown up in, and you feel that match should happen this time in the Palo Community Center. Is that what I just heard?
Yeah. I came to his turf and put his ass into retirement. Like his little big, I'm making a big comeback. Yeah, I'm probably gonna see GTA 6 before I see Jack Delta's comeback.
Well, we'll see. I mean, he did, like I said, he posted that, he was certainly, inching toward a comeback. We don't know when, but he certainly talked about it and that he expects to be out there. And naturally, I had to ask you because you're the last guy that wrestled him. And that was supposed to be, again, ROW champion versus IMF champion. But I think now we're really getting that match with you and Jason Storm because what Jason Storm has done now, historically speaking, Jason Storm is the greatest ROW champion. Historically speaking, Soldier GP is the greatest IMF champion. You've got 2 titles right now. I know Omen's got the world title, but you've got 2 titles right now. And this is a match that's a long time in the making. And I think in some ways we're getting the match that, like you said, we really should have gotten a long time ago. And yes, you and Delta competed, but there's so much more history between you and Storm. And now we're going to finally see it all come to a head here less than 48 hours from now.
Storm, you see what I did to Delta? I had no problem with Delta, but I fucking hate you. I can't stand you. And this weekend when that door locks and that door shuts and it locks and it's just me and you, there's no running away. And I get to put my hands and I get to take all that frustration from back in August when you attacked me. You hit me in the back. I get to take all that frustration out on you this Saturday and I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, we're going to certainly find out. Please follow the IMF on Facebook. If you'd like to buy a ticket after this show is out, I am going to send 2 tickets over. So if you'd like to go to the show, it's a packed show. It's really one of the best IMF shows we're going to see today. And every match is in a cage. So it's a steel cage. And this match is going to be one of those top matches. And it's opening the show. It's going to be Soldier GP versus Jason Storm. Soldier GP, of course, is our Wrestling Matters champion. He's one half of the IMF Tag Team Champions. Jason Storm is the ROW champion. If you like what you see, hit the sub button for the IMF. Hit the sub button for us. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice. Figuratively and literally, we're all music and wrestling matters. But let me ask you one question before I bring on your tag team partner. I'm going to bring a tag team partner on. I'm going to certainly get to the probably what's remaining here in the show coming up, which I think you know what's coming next. But let me ask you, though, James Taylor was on here Monday night, and I asked about you, and I asked about Jason Storm, and James Taylor, he almost didn't even know what to say. He didn't even know what to think of this match, and I think it's fascinating that James Taylor is the owner of ROW. He's been very quiet here tonight. You would think as an owner would be talking to his guys, giving them advice, wanting to do whatever he could to help his guys show why they're the premier company right now in the underground. But yet I don't know what to make of James Taylor as ROEW owner. Jason Storm said it's his show. And I'm just curious what you think right now with James Taylor and his lack of just solidarity with his locker room. Do you think that James Taylor has lost the ROEW locker room? And how do you think that impacts your match coming up here?
I mean, that's the only thing me and Storm agree on, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
James Taylor he's shows me he's not a good boss for one. Like
I think the locker room right now, I think he's losing the locker room legitimately because guys are getting beat up left and right. Look at Kron. Kron is struggling right now. I know Kron is your brother, but he's been struggling. He's the right-hand man of James Taylor. Kyle Shelby, let's not even bring his name up with the beatings he's gotten. I mean, Jacob Collins, I don't even know if this kid's going to show up Saturday. Freddie Daniel was telling him to take a deal. CJ Black, I mean, you've got a lot of history with. I don't even know what his future is in ROEW. I mean, listen, Matthew Forsaken, he's like the lone wolf right now. He's the most dangerous man right now in the ROEW roster. I mean, so to me, it seems like that James Taylor, the owner of the company, he's lost his locker room.
Poor management. Just like in the ring, he sucks as a manager.
I love James dearly, but I think objectively speaking, I think that he's losing his locker room. Maybe he should sell the company back to Jason Storm. I mean, Jason Storm, a lot of people feel he's responsible for this success that ROEW is.
If you think about it, Taylor could fix the problem.
He could. How would he do that?
Show up.
Well, he hasn't been here tonight. He's been awfully quiet. I mean, Freddie Daniels, by the way, Freddie Daniels called out James Taylor tonight. He called him out. I mean, there are guys right now that are upset with this James Taylor. I mean, he's been focused on promo wrestling. He's been focused on calling out promo wrestlers. I mean, but yet in his own company, he's dealing with just right now.
Yeah, I mean, he should worry less about promo wrestling and worry more about the number two company that's in Underground.
Yes, he's losing his locker room right now, and I think that's a big concern here. And before I will get to some comments, your niece wants to say hello. She's tuned in. Ace Christian, by the way, I spoke with Ace. Ace, by the way, just wrestled on cable television in Maryland. He was just on YouTube, and he is unbelievable. DBW just hit 4,000 subs on YouTube. I have Chase Wakefield tomorrow. How you doing? He says, hope all is well. Thank you for that. Hello. We got Dragon Reporters here. Yep. How you doing? Dakota's here. And also Zilla actually agrees that Jack Delta needs to come back. Zilla, of all people, who you have quite a history with, thinks that Jack Delta should come back. And
I don't show anything from Zilla. She's a bully.
I can't do that. I have to show those comments. Timothy Titan, by the way, obviously our law counsel wants to say you have a very nice headband. I'll certainly connect our friends. Yeah, I'll connect. But I think it's time for me to bring on here your tag team partner because I know he's got plenty to tell you. Ready to add one? Well, obviously you're here, Mr. Parsley. Yes, I was muted. I was muted. Yeah. That's my bad. Okay. That's my bad. I thought you would have known your way around the buttons here. You're the hall monitor. But,
you know how I showed up that one time. So I mean, there's at least I was just muted, right?
Yes,
let's just count.
Well, you know what? You're here, and James Taylor's not here, so I got to give you that much.
I'll be anywhere where James Taylor isn't. I'll show up.
But right? You know, I want to ask you that very quickly before I get into what's going on between you guys and certainly Omen Black, who I know is going to be a topic in a minute. But do you think, listen, you've been at ROEW, Justin. You've certainly worked there like Soldier. You've been in that company. Do you think that James Taylor's losing the locker room right now in ROEW?
Did he ever have control of it in the first place?
I think he had more control.
Hey, my partner makes a really good, valid point.
I understand. I respect that, but I think he had more control in the past. I think there was more unity in that locker room. But what we've seen the last few weeks in there, like I said, Kron. I mean, you know, I'm still wondering how he makes it this Saturday. You got Forsaken, who's his own man. You know that, Justin. You've been in the locker room with him. He's a lone wolf. You got Jason Storm. I mean, he said it's his show. Jacob Collins, poor Jacob Collins. And this CJ Black. I'm not even going to bring up the name Kyle Shelby to you guys. I mean, it just seems like that locker room right now. I mean, Alex Cross and Cash Carter hate James Taylor vehemently. it just seems like he has no allies in that locker room, or if he's got allies, he's doing nothing to help them to gain success coming up this Saturday. I just being objective. I love James dearly, but it seems like he's lost that locker room.
If he ever had it to begin with in the first place. Yes, it seems that way.
Yeah, it's a good point, and yeah, we got some comments here, and yes, Princess JD is very happy her uncle's on. Yes, he's here, and this is going to be a never say kid moment. No, he's not here right now. No, James Taylor. There's no gotcha moments. There's no nothing. He's not here. He's
Never
not here.
never say never, kid.
He's not here right now. He's not here, and
Can you tell who I'm supposed to be? Do you see this? See what color those are?
Oh, I think I know what this.
Wait,
Oh, I see it. You are trying to pull a Jack Nicholson here. Ah, I see. You are trying to do a.
Open your eyes, guys. Open your eyes.
Oh, that's Omen Black.
Come on.
That's Omen Black.
Well, you know what? I'm going to do it now. I mean, obviously, we talked about Soldier's big match with Jason Storm, but Justin, you're going to be locked in a cage with the boogeyman of the Midwest, the hardcore god, and it's all going to come to a head now, less than 48 hours from now. And I mean, how you feeling?
I feel like I'm on top of the world, Tom. I mean, hang on, let me grab these again just to show you what I'm talking about. Because I am partially 2 belts at this moment.
Well, 2 belts in a ring. 2 belts in a ring.
Real. Yeah, that's exactly right. King of Palo.
Half men, 2 belts in a ring. It'd be a great show.
And I'm going to cash in that ring, even though Johnny Walker's been walking around with it like he owns it or something, the bum that he is. Yeah. And I'm going to cash in that ring in my opportunity and become partially 3 belts, because that's the only thing missing is the IMF championship. And as a bonus, I'm going to bring home Soldier's brother.
Are you? That's a lot. That's a lot you want to do there, sir. That's a lot that you feel like you can do. I mean, that's a lot that you want to do. I mean, you sure you can do all that at once?
That is the meal that I ordered, so I think I'm ready to devour.
That's a big meal, though. You ready? Can you handle that big of a meal?
I've had breakfast with this guy. He's got a stomach. He's got a stomach.
Well, I'm gonna leave that at that. I mean, and I do want to say hello.
5 waffles, 3 pancakes, 6 chicken tenders, and he was still hungry.
I don't know if I eat that enough in a week, but then again, I'm a Brooklyn guy. We didn't get much on the plate. Darkron wants to say that Justin reminds him of Sebastian Stan. Okay, that's a great one. I want to shout out Aaron Blaze, who's here, wants to say hello to everybody. Thank you, Aaron, and hope you're well. Look forward to seeing you here on the platform as well. Zilla wants to say hello to you guys. Also, Princess JD wants to say that she likes Justin Parsley, and she likes the name Parsley Black instead of Omen Black. Okay, well, at least she didn't say Wyatt Black. There's been this kid Wyatt on here that calls himself a controversy king, but Justin, I'm about to receive word that the man that you're supposed to be locked in a cage has had enough, and he's seen you on the screen here for the last.
Oh, I'm excited to have him on.
You sure? Wait, no. You're the foundation, though. Wait, are you
absolutely, but I mean, Omen Black's coming on. Like, I'm,
But you're not a House of Wolves member. Are you? Oh, have you seen the light? Oh, oh, he's got the RWW shirt. He's representing RWW more than James Taylor is. Boy, Justin Parsley is more RWW than James Taylor. What is going on here tonight?
I mean, I figured if the owner couldn't be here to support his brand, somebody's got to step up and be there.
I think that's what I learned tonight before I bring on Omen. It is his show that Jacob Collins, nowhere to be found. Kron is James Taylor's right-hand man. James Taylor, you thought would have been here for Anthony Steele's segment, said nothing. I mean, throughout the entire show tonight, Jason Storm, you would have thought Jason would have, had a comment or two.
That's where I draw the line.
Okay, but James would have been here to say something about Jason and Soldier. You would have almost guaranteed it. Nothing. You would have thought he would have been here for that. And
I mean, Jason could have been here to say something about Jason and Soldier too.
Jason doesn't have to say anything, I think, from his vantage point. To me, this is about James Taylor. James Taylor didn't stick up for his company guys, but it's enough about that. It is his show. Well, never say never, kid, because he is here and he does have plenty to say, and I'm giving him the floor now because he is the IMF champion. He's had enough, and there's no more playtime. It's over. Omen Black is here. Do we want to talk? I mean,
I'm just gonna.
Maybe he's muted. Maybe he's muted.
Go.
No, he's not.
He's
not muted. He's actually not. I just want to confirm that for the audience. I do want to confirm that.
Omen, where are the yellow sunglasses? Like I break them out and then you get rid of them. Are these yours? Do I get your powers?
No. Yes, we're live on Sportswire. No one's talking. We are live here. Yes, the chat. We are live here. Yes, we are live. I hope Gary Wolf's not seeing this right now. I hope Gary Wolf doesn't change his mind tomorrow.
Maybe the red's missing. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe this thing would have a voice if it had.
Okay, Omen's talking. We're gonna let Omen speak.
You done?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead. To you, Omen.
See, Justin, you have me all wrong. That's the funny thing about it. You see, you want to say that I'm lost and I'm confused, I'm sick, but you're the one that's sick. You're the one who's confused. You see, I know the real reason why you're in this match with me.
Because I'm on the King of Halo.
It's not that, though. It's because of the guy above you. You see, and I also know why you can't say no. Because do you really think the IMF universe thinks you care about the IMF? No. Justin Parsley only cares about Justin Parsley. That's all it's ever been. You see, it doesn't matter who Justin Parsley has to bury, make fun of, make skits about. It's all about Justin Parsley getting what he wants, the spotlight. That's all Justin wants is the spotlight. He doesn't care who he takes it from, as long as the spotlight's on him. And I think that's why you leached on to Soldier GP, because you know he's going to make the spotlight on him because he has Dirty Donnie in his back pocket. See, but you couldn't let that slide. You know, when you had beef with Soldier GP, you couldn't let that slide. He had the spotlight more than you. Like, you're an addict for it. Like, you just crave it and you fiend for it. Which I applaud you, Justin. But 19 months ago, I watched you through his cowardly eyes. You remember what happened 19 months ago?
That was Encounters, I think.
No, it was actually something else. It was you were here being inducted in the Hall of Fame, 2 Hall of Fames that day, and he was on the road and he interrupted you. He interrupted
at that truck
you
stop? The truck stop?
At the truck stop, yes, sir.
19 months ago.
That's where it all started. It all started.
And then it went to Encounters where I beat you.
And then
it went to Encounters, whatever episode it is, where you couldn't get the job done without Rob Slater.
Who was essential.
That's not
essential.
I mean, it's in his name.
He barely got his
he's the essential one. He was the essential one for you to beat me.
You think I beat you because of Rob Slater? Where's Rob Slater now?
Celebrating birthdays.
I don't know. What'd you do with him?
Celebrating birthdays on Facebook.
What, did you throw him off to the curb because you found your, like they say, your new flavor of the month?
They don't say that about.
Let's
do.
not.
Well, Parsley's the last name, so technically he's not wrong. I mean, your last name's
But
Parsley.
then let's fast track to 2 months ago. You took something from me. I may not have been in the match, but you definitely did take something from me. And I've thought about it a lot to the point where I want to bash my own hands into my own head, scramble my brain, and rip it out.
Just wait till Saturday. I'll do it for you.
And the funny thing is, you guys want to keep talking about bring Omen home, bring Omen home. Omen's going nowhere. He doesn't need Soldier GP. He doesn't need the foundation. He doesn't need anyone but me. You see, even those times, 19 months ago until now, Omen Black had to block out the voices in his head just so he can have 5 seconds of peace and quiet. But do you really think I'm going to allow him not to listen? I mean, let's look back. You and Damian Saint and that worthless piece of crap above you made it so much easier for me to have Omen listen instead of blocking the voices out. Just one day, Parsley, he stopped blocking him out and started listening. And that was your great mistake. And that was your great mistake, Soldier. See, in 2 days, Parsley, you're going to walk into a slaughter. You just don't know it yet. But it's going to happen. Open your eyes, Justin.
This feels like a lot to unpack. I'm not really sure that I can follow you at times, speaking in third person, Omen past tense. I'm having a hard time. So if mind games, before we get inside the cage, is your idea of how you're going to defeat me, you are going to try a little bit harder. Just because I don't understand doesn't mean I'm not going to bring the heat still, Omen. You're right. I am locked in that cage with you, but I don't have to pin you. I don't have to submit you. I can walk out that door. I can climb over the top. Once I realize that I get Omen Black back, wherever the hell he's gone, you look a lot like him, fella. Once I get him back and take the IMF World Championship, this company will be back in order. Everything will be fine. The pecking order.
Mr. Parsley. You're going to see who I truly am in that cage on Saturday. Like I've been telling you for weeks now, you're not going to be locked in a cage with Omen. You're going to be locked in a cage with him. Me. Now, I use very small words for your small Indiana brain to understand, so
it almost sounds like you're speaking in parables, or you're trying to talk above me still, even though you're being condescending and talking down to me. You're still speaking in enigmatic ways that they're not even supposed to make sense. So you want to get inside of my head and you think that's going to be enough to conquer me. And I'm telling you, I'm the king of Palo for a reason. I'm the king of IMF for a reason. I know you like to tout around and say that you are the real king and the real whatever of IMF, but you're no savior. You're not here to help anybody. You're leading so many sheep astray right now.
Am I?
Well, he is.
You see that? Go
I
back,
don't know who
Tom.
I get right now.
You want a hint to what you have in store? Go back to the previous
we
comment.
received a comment at the very beginning of the show, which was during the segment. Anthony Steele was here. He was transitioning off the show, and we received this comment here. And this comment,
I don't like to give spoilers, but maybe do your research on that.
You're a faithful man, Mr. Parsley. You're certainly a God-fearing man, certainly a man that knows his scriptures, and this scripture is obviously going to be a revelation this coming Saturday in the Palo Community Center, and it's going to be a scripture that was really 19 months in the making. And the only thing left is, well, you're going to be in that cage and there's nowhere to run because that vessel known as Omen Black is going to be coming for what's his. And I would remind you, Mr. Parsley, and also Mr. Soldier and everybody else that's in the IMF that the vessel known as Omen Black, that come December 31st, if he's still the IMF champion, he's walking out with that championship. He's done. He's finished, and he's walking away with that IMF championship, and there's nothing anybody can do about it.
See, the thing about this Revelations is that that's the future. That's what's to come. That's what people keep waiting on, right? The return of Christ, Revelations, the good stuff, right? They keep waiting for it. Just like Omen can keep quoting scripture and waiting to defeat me. But come Saturday at Rage in the Cage, that IMF world title is coming back to Indiana.
I've already won the battle, Justin.
You won the battle?
I already can see I'm living rent-free in your head. I know I'm living rent-free in Soldier's head. I've said it many times. You want to be the best, you got to be the smartest man in the room, and I'm the smartest man in this stream right now. I'm constantly 2 steps ahead of you guys. You think, yeah, you took the tag titles from me, but you don't think that's a plan? Man, I'll give you a little spoiler. Actually, I would let you know. You guys did exactly what I want. You guys drove wedges in between the foundation and you guys with your own greed and your own egos. If anyone knows about egos, it's definitely these two right here, Tom.
These two? These two men?
Tom.
Yes, sir.
When Justin Parsley became tag champion, you don't think it's kind of funny how Jovi gave this man up here a title shot against his own brother in the foundation, D'Angelo Flame? There's a wedge right there. D'Angelo can't trust Soldier right now, can he, Soldier?
What about Kron and Drago? I mean, they're foundation brothers, and they've still got to eventually compete against each other in this match. You know that that's going to happen. I mean,
every man, Tom, is a victim to their own greed.
Well,
Kron and Drago are no exception. No one in this chat's an exception. That's a competitor, if you want to call it that.
Well, the competitors here. And we do want to say hello to the Tribal Cheese, who's up at 5:10 in the morning. He called everybody champions. He's up at 5:10, and so he wanted to say hello. But yeah, I mean,
if I've since I've been watching through his cowardly eyes, I've seen a lot of egos come on the screen or in person or at the IMF. James Taylor is one of them.
He's been the biggest topic
GP
tonight.
is one of them. Justin Parsley is one of them. There's many more.
Yep, we've seen a few of them tonight on this platform. Anthony Steele, I mean, you did say House of Wolves has been sort of going to the plan. Anthony Steele, man.
I find it ironic that you walk around telling people to open their eyes, and yet your vision is so distorted.
I've never seen more clear in my life. Now, well, I should say he.
But what about the suspension of Reverend Solomon? What do you think about that suspension that Dirty handed to him? That has to upset you a bit.
Again, Tom, wrong move. See, these guys are playing chess while I'm playing, or they're playing checkers while I'm playing chess. They took out their one. There's their one little, I guess, firewall you want to call it. And now Justin Parsley is going to have to deal with the consequences because of Dirty Donnie.
You think the last line of defense was that Reverend? The IMF has Soldier GP and Justin Parsley. I think we'll be okay.
He was the one keeping me at bay, Justin.
So you mean to say that we're going to see you unleashed like never before in all these years this Saturday?
See, I would have came on Sportswire tonight and
showed you how I really feel and look. But I don't want to give any I guess hints to Justin Parsley what he's in store for.
Well, we certainly don't want to do any of that. I have received a comment here, apparently, that in regard to Revelation 27:10, that this basically describes Satan's release from prison after the millennial reign, his gathering of deceived nations, and their subsequential defeat by fire from God, ending with Satan's eternal punishment, which sounds like Justin Parsley could be getting Satan's eternal punishment this coming Saturday in the Palo Community Center, and that he's going to be the one that's going to be getting the defeat. That's what it sounds like, what I've just read.
It is so bizarre that there is so much scripture inside that book, and this man chose Satan, 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 Satan.
But you're getting the eternal punishment. You're the one that's getting the apparent defeat and the fire from God at the same time. I mean, this is what I've received word of. Again, obviously, we can go to the tape and check it later.
Sure.
But, I mean, this is the comment that I've received, that you're going to be at the center of this.
From him, right? Him.
Yes, sir.
Him.
If I could tell you, if I could say one thing to you, Parsley, I liked you better when you were a center.
What's that mean? I mean, I'm still like, I'm sleeping.
But you're not a center. You're the foundation now.
I'm the center.
But you shouldn't be laughing, because you've got to see this man, or a man that looks like this man coming up here in less than 48 hours. You've got to see this man. Are you sure you're ready for this? You sure? I don't know. What he's saying tonight. Look at what we've been seeing. He's been appearing in and out of the video screen. He's been talking and basically letting you know what's coming. He can basically predict the future. He's predicting the future here. In some ways, maybe we should call him Nostradamus. That's what we should be calling him, Nostradamus, because Nostradamus knew everything and called it all, and he's basically doing that. But you're at the center of it. You're going to be at the expense of what Nostradamus is telling us.
Why does it have to be that way? Why do you think?
I don't know.
Why do you sound kind of biased whenever you pitch it? Just so you know, Tom. Like, which I always thought you were on my side. I thought
I'm on everybody's side. But I'm just saying what I've received the comment for. Listen, I didn't write the Bible, and fortunately or unfortunately, I didn't write the Bible. So I mean, I'm just saying what I've received. I mean, I'm just saying what these words are, and it sounds like what this is there is saying what's going to happen to you. I mean, I certainly don't want you to, bro. I want you to keep coming on Sportzwire. You're the hall monitor. I'd like you to keep coming here, but I mean, this comment.
Well, let's kind of keep it biblical, but let's keep it a little bit lighter. Faith, hope, and love are some good things he gave us.
That was a great King's X album.
And
we did have King's X on Sportswire.
Was love, and I love Omen, and I love Soldier, and I'm gonna bring Omen home to Soldier.
Do you really think anyone's going to believe you? That's how naive and dumb you are. Like I just said, no one thinks you care about anyone but yourself.
Well, Anthony Steele did say months ago that you were working with Soldier for months.
You're lucky I like the spotlight, and I'm willing to share it with you, Omen.
Ooh, well, that's a good point. That's a good point.
You think you're funny? You think you're cute doing that?
I'm cute doing this, even. I'm cute doing this. Cute always.
You make jokes of what I say to you, but deep down, you know that everything I'm saying is true.
I know that Omen's in there, and I know he wants to come out to play. And I will say and do whatever it takes to get him back. That's what it boils down to. He, him.
Because you're fighting his moral mission. Because he's too weak to do it himself.
Mr. Parsley, let me ask you a question, and I think it's getting time that the talking is going to come to an end here in a few minutes. But will you be in any way, shape, or form maybe communicating with one Damian Saint? Maybe that's something you have up your sleeve? Is there any chance you'll be communicating with Mr. Saint about anything that you're dealing with upcoming? Is that a possibility that you could use as a line?
Yeah, we'll continue to stay in touch, just like Kron.
Well,
I know these men have shared the ring with Omen, and I know more importantly they shared the ring with Omen inside of a cage.
Now, I have received this from Il Drago, who wants to say what he thinks is going to happen actually is conversely something else. It says Ephesians 6:11-12. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wills of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So Il Drago conversely says that you're going to be wrestling not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, principles that you have been talking about, trying to get Omen Black back, and against powers that we're seeing conversely from Revelation 27:10, and against the rulers of the darkness of this world. And, well, that's what Il Drago says, and that maybe is what you're fighting for here coming up then.
And sporting that armor of God while I do it, too. The belt of truth, the whole kit and caboodle.
Really, you're fighting, though, at the heart of this to get Omen Black back. That's really what this is about. You're going to try to.
It's always been about that.
For him. For Soldier.
But I said that. Those were my words.
And Drago says, does that bother you? Does that bother you about Ephesians 6:11-12?
Is that book post? No, I don't care about what they bring to me in that book. I don't care. But these guys want to be all righteous, and that's why I use it against them. Because it makes them think. Like, Parsley, I can tell I'm in your head so much right now. You want to play it off like I'm not. Boy, it's clear as day. You're worried. You're worried about Saturday. You could play it off like you're not. You're gonna win, but deep down, you are worried of what you're stepping in the cage with.
I'm worried about all the.
I know for a fact. Your leader right here, your essential one right now, is worried for you. Felix Jones. I guess he's worried for you. But I fixed him. You'll see that later on down the road. He'll thank me too. Just like how everyone else will in the IMF when I make an example out of you. And you. When you gain, I guess, the balls to face me.
Well, we're gonna.
I don't know what's gonna happen out there, Soldier, but I need something from you right now. I need you and Felix to, no matter what happens, do not stop this match. Do not end this match. I am going to get Omen back. I am going to save our fucking brother. This demonic entity, this being that you've become, it's uncouth, man. Nobody likes you. You're not making friends. Your allies are unreliable. Your championship runs over.
Ooh.
The unholy beatdown I'm going to give you in that cage, it will be biblical. I promise you that.
Well, we're going to certainly find out, and we will see what happens here. Ox McCoy wants to say thank you, Omen. Kron wants to say Parsley has no worries. You're lost, Omen. He will lead you home. Princess JD wants to say Justin Parsley is the greatest King of Palo of all time. She also wants to say, Omen, you sound like blah, 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 blah. And she's not being nice to you anymore. Zilla's rooting for you. And also she says, Parsley, don't listen to Omen or Zilla, your eyes shouldn't be open anymore. And you're fine, Justin Parsley. And she's.
Are we talking about the same princess who legit is a psychopath and messages me constantly 24/7, 365? Nonsense, stupid videos of just nothing but bullshit to watch. I swear I find you humans, I swear I find you being so fucking naive and so fucking stupid. You guys think you guys are the center of the fucking universe, which you're not.
Yes, that would be her.
You guys follow a fucking carpenter's fucking word, and that carpenter's gonna lead you to a fucking slaughter, Parsley. I swear on him who was nailed on the cross.
And obviously, I think, you know what, the talking is over. At this point, I think there's no more talking. Listen, Daniel Tafua, by the way, is on Omen Black's team. He says, let the plagues begin. And he wants to also say that Parsley looks nervous. It seems like the nightmares are bothering him when you sleep or when you're awake. You look in the mirror, you see a daydream. What? That's another promotion. No. That was Sunday's guest. A daydream. He put a daydream there. That's Sunday's guest. Why would he put daydream for? What does he know about that? How does that make you feel? No. We got to worry about Rage in the Cage. That's a rather interesting comment. I'm not going to answer that right now for you, Mr. Parsley. You have to focus on Revelation 27:10, the vessel known as Omen Black, and I'll let Daniel Tafua explain himself next week on Sportswire. And he has seen Omen Black all the way, by the way.
Too? Like, since he gave me some scripture, can I
you can do
Omen
that. Yes, before we go, you can do that. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna get on my knees for it. Is that cool?
You can do anything you want. You're the home
Okay. Your niece was old GP.
All right. Let's see. After Sportswire lay us down to sleep, the house of wolves exposed as sheep. And if these sleeping dogs should wake, I pray they see his love as fake. I'm the center of attention, and now that I have yours, I'm the winner they'll mention. Might even use that back door. May 10th, Rage in the Cage, WWJD. As the real king, help court that title back home with me. Please omit Omen. He isn't to blame. He'll know Sunday morning I'm not coming for his championship. I've already came. Amen. Thank you.
Well, I mean, we'll certainly have to find out. And this was certainly another memorable episode of pre-show coverage for the latest IMF show. It is called Rage in the Cage. It'll take place here coming up this Saturday. Doors open 5 o'clock, bell time 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. And that main event for that IMF World Championship, Justin Parsley, who's the PWF champion, also one half of the IMF Tag Team Championships, and the King of Palo winner, and the man that's the vessel known as Omen Black, the reigning defending IMF World Champion, of course, here, as always, Soldier GP, one half of the other IMF Tag Team Champions, and he's the Our Wrestling or Our Wrestling Matters champion, and he'll be in action against Jason Storm, opening up the show. And Ox McCoy wants to say Parsley's national, and Mr. Parsley is certainly holding up those championships. We'll have to find out. Before we go, I did want to give my condolences to my co-host on the Just Enough Heshy show, Mr. Heshy Tischler. He actually lost his mother-in-law this morning, and I do want to give my thoughts and prayers to that. I promised that I wanted to give my thoughts and prayers to Heshy's wife, Linda's mother, Margaret Fernhoff, and my thoughts and prayers. Passed away at the age of 80, and we're all devastated about that. It was something that just broke a little while ago, and I did want to give my thoughts and prayers to that. So
let them know.
Hey, if we're giving thoughts and prayers out, can we give thoughts and prayers out to Jordan Nets and his family?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Yes, Jordan. We want to. Jordan, I know, went through something last week. Very, very sad. Yes, absolutely. Thoughts and prayers for that. Yes, I think I saw it on Facebook. Yes, absolutely. We want to give thoughts and prayers to that. And Dakota wants Sportswire After Dark. Well, let me get to 1,500 subscribers first, and let Gary Wolf come on tomorrow. Let's let Mr. Wolf come on tomorrow, so he doesn't change his mind. But thank you. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Say this before we take off. Like, yes. I guess what that piece of shit just said condolences to Jordan Nets and his family.
Yes.
But speaking of families, maybe after they see what I do to you in that cage, maybe I'll open Esther's eyes.
Leave Esther out of it, dude. This is about me and you. It's about us. It's about me and him. He, you.
Obviously, we want to thank everybody here for tuning in. We certainly don't want to go down that road. And Daniel Tafua, though, he is Team Omen Black, by the way. He is Team Omen Black all the way, the chosen one. I think he's ready to join Omen Black. He'll be here to talk, and I'll ask him why. And Ox McCoy wants to say that Justin Parsley is unreliable. And, certainly, what a show it was here. And please follow the IMF on Facebook. Check them out on YouTube. I'm donating 2 tickets when we get off the air, and I hope you join me in supporting the IMF. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hit the sub button for the IMF. And if you have time tomorrow, Gary Wolf is here, 8 o'clock Eastern time. You like to hear what Gary Wolf has to say. And I'm not going to ask him about Esther. I'm not going to ask him about the vessel known as Omen Black and Revelations and Bible verses. We just hope that he still wants to come on Sportzwire Radio for this memorable episode. And Princess JD says, leave Esther out of it. Yeah, that's why we're getting off the air, because we don't want this to go down that road. We certainly want to thank everybody for tuning in. But my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all music and wrestling matters. That's Soldier GP. He's the Our Wrestling Matters champion, one half of the IMF Tag Champion, the other half of the IMF Tag Team Champions, the Hall Monitor, the First Real Wrestler, the PWF Champion, the King of Pale winner, Justin Parsley. That is the vessel known as Omen Black, the reigning defending IMF World Champion. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Maybe you'll get a Sportswire after dark. Let me get to 1,500 subs in a week or two, and we'll figure it out. But thank you, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station, that is Sportswire Radio, where all music and wrestling matters. Follow the IMF. We'll see you tomorrow.